Am I on the air? Good. Hi, James Lorenz here. We're at the New Jersey Horror Con 2019.
Yeah. I have a question for you about Frankenhooker because I'm a big fan. Why do you think this film has gotten a new life and a huge cult status? What do you think about it that made it that?
Well, that's interesting. You know, when the movie first came out, it didn't really play much. It played midnight shows, and it was college campuses,
Right.
and kind of went away. And 20 years later, it seems that a younger generation of people have found the movie. And I think the reason is because this isn't just an exploitation film for exploitation's sake. There's a couple of messages in this movie that are pretty blatant, and it's an anti-drug movie when you think about it. I mean,
You don't want to explode.
Well, that's right. I mean, although that's the easy way out. I mean, drugs are tackled here. Also, the treatment of women, and the idea of making the perfect woman, and the guy gets his comeuppance at the end, and I think that's the only way that a film receives this type of notoriety, is that it has something else going for it besides. And it's a funny movie. It's a horror film, but there is no profanity in this movie. There's no profanity. There's not one.
Are you sure?
There's not one fuck. There's not one bitch. There's not one bastard.
Wow.
There's also no gore. There's a little bit of blood in one scene. The rest of it is very cartoonish, so that makes it a little unique too, I think.
Yeah, it does. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for talking to me today, and I'm so glad that you're here at the con.
Thank you, Felicia. Nice meeting you.
So my name is Marissa, and I have Vixen Vintage, where we take your grandma's china and make it something fun.
And spooky.
Very spooky and vulgar. So it's fun.
Yeah, I did like the slut teacup. It's very nice. It's very nice. Can you tell us one of your favorites?
So one of my favorite things would be a plate. I love this phrase, and I put it on everything. Evil does keep you pretty. My boyfriend's always like, "Why are you so mean?" I'm like, "Because it keeps me pretty."
Well, it's definitely working. You look great.
Oh,
Also, your hair is amazing.
I mean, you too. Spooky vibes for days. We love it.
Hi, this is Heather Langenkamp, and I'm at New Jersey Horror Con.
So I'm a huge fan, obviously. I have one question for you, though. So when you had transitioned from in front of the camera to sort of doing stuff behind the scenes, what was that transition like for you, and how did you come to that decision?
I was really motivated because my husband did a lot of traveling and for makeup effects. He's David Leroy Anderson, and we were going on location to Canada to do Dawn of the Dead, the remake by Zack Snyder. And coincidentally, Zack Snyder's making a film in this hotel this weekend.
Oh, the zombie one?
Yeah, the zombie one. He's the same director, and unfortunately, they haven't been working, so I didn't get to say hello. But so going up to Canada, I realized, I really need to make myself useful so I can stay there and have something to do, and I get bored easily. That's my problem. So I told David, I'd really like to be your bookkeeper, and I'll do the budgets, and I'll meet with the producers, and I'll do all the stuff you hate, and let's see how it works out. And it was really challenging, and it was the first time I actually had to, kind of be more of a business-minded person about, the budgets that we were putting forward, and it was very, very tough. But I loved it, and I had 2 kids at the time. They were like 11 and maybe 8. And I really saw this as a way that I could be at home and take care of them, pick them up at school, make dinner at night, work for, our company. And it worked out really, really well. And for the next, since then, I've, been that person for my husband's business. It's called AFX Studio. And, we've worked on American Horror Story for 5 seasons. And now we're looking for something new. We can't wait to see what it's going to be.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Oh, thank you. Can I mention one more thing?
Please.
I mean, I do still act when I get asked to be in, and I have a part. I haven't done a role in a long time, and it's a movie called Portal, and it's coming out on Tuesday. So you'll have to look it up. I'm so old-fashioned. I don't even know how to tell you where to find it, but it's called Portal, and Heather Langenkamp. You look it up, and I'm sure you'll be able to stream it on Tuesday.
Okay. Hi, I'm Terry Wenzel, and this is Terry Dragon.
My question really for you is how did you get started making these? They look beautiful and very cool. How did it happen?
Thank you. I've been sewing for virtually my entire life, and we were doing shows, and we were, selling imports and things. And I decided I wanted to make something that was just uniquely my own. And so I decided to come up with my own version of a dragon. And at the same time, I wanted to do something to honor the memory of my father, who was a carpenter. So I thought, I'll make my dragon a carpenter. And I will name him the dragon Ivan after my dad. That's why all of my dragons are named.
That's cool.
And Ivan just took off. Everyone loved Ivan, so I started making more characters, just of family, friends, people I knew. And then I got into like Edgar Allan Poe and Oscar Wilde and, historical figures. And then the more shows I did, the bigger the audience. And now I have over 230 different Terry dragons currently. And actually, I was just making a list of another about 20 that I'm working on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's so nice to meet you, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Jeff Fulgeri. This is my company, 5150 Designs. We paint bottles. We put all kinds of different designs on them. This is my son, James. He's the painter. He's kind of shy. He won't talk much. This is my wife, Teresa. She helps with all the sales.
Very cool, very cool.
And this is only our second show.
Nice. How did this get started? How did you come up with this idea?
I really don't know. It's just one of those things that popped into my head.
Cool.
And me and my son came up with it, and we went with it.
Nice.
Really, no formula. It just happened.
Trial and error. Well, they look awesome. Very cool.
Hey, this is Kurt Angle, and I'm at the New Jersey Horror Con signing autographs and taking pictures.
I have a question for you. You've been in the business a long time, and I want to know what you think about new promotions like AEW rising up and getting very popular. How do you feel about that competition happening?
I think all competition is good. It's good for the wrestlers. They have options, and the more options you have, the better the business is.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Hi, so I am Nanika Necro. I'm here with Bloody Gorgeous. We are an all-female horror-based photography company. My wife and I, we own this together right here. This is our first time actually vending up here at the New Jersey Horror Con. Nice. We've come here as more so personal, just for fun. But this is our first time vending. As you can see, these are just a couple of the prints that we have here. Mm-hmm.
Who takes the photos?
That is Heather, my wife that does the photos, and I do special effects and makeup,
cool.
As well as model also. So I do a little bit of everything.
And you also have some t-shirts that look pretty awesome.
Yes, well, thank you very much. So as you see, of course, like our Jack Daniels inspired one, that's actually our area code from a small town that we're from in Virginia.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so so everything that we do is more so based around female empowerment, which is why we stick with having female domination basically in our photos. So
that's awesome. It was great to meet you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Oh, thank you. The same to y'all as well, and thanks for stopping by.
Hi, my name is Barbie Chula NYC, and this is the Evil Enchantress.
Yes! Can you tell us a little bit about your costume today?
Yeah, I made this character. It's an original. I made my own makeup, costume, except the jacket, of course, because it's cold in here. But I make my own costumes, makeup, and props, nails.
Where can people find you online?
Instagram and Facebook as Barbie Chula NYC.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Philip Friedman. I'm here at the New Jersey Horror Con, having a good time, and my voice is going a little bit. Speaking to people.
Yeah, meeting so many.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question for you. So when you were in your first day on set and you're in this amazing outfit, what was that like to find that physicality? How did it change the way you walked, the way you acted?
Well, James Wan, who is the director, was very extremely specific on what he wanted.
Okay.
And even during the makeup process, he would come into the trailer a couple of times and give the makeup person direction.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
cool. He's very cool, and he's great to work with.
Cool, that's perfect. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
You're welcome.
Hi. So, could you tell us a little bit about Scares That Care?
Scares That Care is a nonprofit charity organization. We use the love of horror to fight real monsters. We raise $30,000 a year. $10,000 goes to a child fighting a terminal illness, $10,000 to a woman fighting breast cancer, and $10,000 to a burn survivor.
That's amazing. Where can people find you online?
They can find us at scareslookhere.com. We also have our own horror con that we put on.
You do?
Yes, it's in Williamsburg, Virginia. Yeah, and you can find out all the information for that on if you follow on Facebook.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with the killer clown. Let's say hello. That is awesome. I love your props. They look amazing. Are you happy to be at New Jersey HorrorCon today? What are your names?
I'm Grayson. And I'm Ian.
Can you tell us, did you do your own makeup today?
My mom here did ours.
Oh, hi. Hi. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You also look great.
He doesn't talk much.
That's great. And can I ask? I love Beetlejuice. Are you a big fan of the movie? I assume.
Yeah. It's easily one of my favorites, and I really want to see the musical, but I can't.
I hate to tell you, we just saw it. Just to ruin your day. It was really fun. It's really great.
I heard the set was really good.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I hope you guys have a great time at the convention, and it was great talking to you.
I got taken out of my car very early this morning and dragged into a Camaro. My buddy Jerry Nardello drove me down here. So this is absolutely incredible place you guys have here. And the support, like I was saying, for artists, homegrown New Jersey artists here is just so incredible. I've done Chiller, which is an incredible convention in its own, but it's just amazing to see things like I'm a comic book artist, I'm a lecturer, I'm a filmmaker, and see all those things coming together in one space from so many different walks of life. It's really amazing being down here.
Can you tell me more about your horror lecture?
The name of the horror lecture is Ellie Passantino's History of Horror lecture. It's been 6 years going now, and it's basically the country's only traveling symposium on the history of horror films. So whether you like The Exorcist and want to know how the pea soup was used, or you're into Lon Chaney, The Man of a Thousand Faces, or you want to know about the tragedy behind Mary Shelley creating Frankenstein and the drama that she went through way before reality TV, you come to see my lectures.
My name is Fiona Durriff. I'm here at New Jersey HorrorCon. I'm having a great time.
Oh, thank God. So my big question for you is, do you have an actual fear of dolls? How do you feel about scary dolls?
I'm not scared of scary dolls. I have a Chucky in my living room that watches over our dining room table, and when kids come over, they get real sad. But I just find it funny. I think I'm scared of aliens.
Oh, that I get.
So I have an irrational fear of aliens. So
everyone has to have something.
Something. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Don Shanks. I'm at the New Jersey HorrorCon and going to answer a few questions.
That's right. So my question for you is, what was it like to take on the character of the Shape that many movies in? How did you approach the character?
Well, I kind of went by what the director wanted.
Okay.
Right? They didn't want me, part 4 had just come out and they didn't want me to see it.
Oh, interesting.
You wanted me to give a little different characterization.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and I'm really glad that you're here at the con.
Well, thank you.